From the outside, a bathroom seems like a fairly straightforward space. But behind the drywall, it is the most technically demanding room in your home, packing plumbing, electrical, ventilation, and moisture control into a very tight footprint. Every time someone takes a hot shower, the room endures extreme environmental stress. Heavy steam expands rapidly, testing the limits of your caulking and ventilation. This creates a common dilemma for homeowners. When you see peeling paint, cracked grout, or a dated vanity, you have to decide, is this just a cosmetic update or an early warning sign of a hidden problem? Relying solely on aesthetic inspiration boards can be risky. If you select your tile, glass, and fixtures before checking the condition of the subfloor and wall cavities, you risk prioritizing a quick visual upgrade over long-term structural stability. This diagram maps out how surface-level symptoms often point directly to functional failures. Cracked grout usually indicates movement in the substrate underneath. Foggy mirrors that stay wet for too long expose clear limitations in the room's ventilation capacity. Achieving a beautiful, modern look on day one means very little if the hidden moisture control and structural systems behind the walls are already failing. This structural planning becomes even more critical when you factor in the Ottawa climate, which places immense year-round stress on a home's moisture defense systems. During the winter, your heating system runs constantly, creating very dry indoor air. But inside the bathroom, you are still generating concentrated, heavy steam on a daily basis, creating a sharp contrast in humidity. Then, in the summer, high ambient outdoor humidity compounds the daily moisture already trapped inside the bathroom. This cyclical graphic illustrates the physical toll of those seasonal swings. The continuous loop of moving between dry, cold, humid, and wet states causes materials to expand and contract, gradually compromising caulking, cracking grout, and weakening drywall. Many people assume the exhaust fan is primarily there for odor control. In reality, its critical function is to evacuate that destructive steam before it can settle on surfaces or travel into the wall cavity. In Ottawa, proper ventilation and thorough waterproofing are not luxury upgrades. They are mandatory defense systems to prevent moisture issues from getting worse over time. Not every outdated bathroom requires a full demolition down to the studs. The correct scope of work should be dictated entirely by the physical symptoms the room is showing. The first tier is a simple refresh. This covers updating paint, installing a new vanity, or swapping out lighting fixtures. This approach works perfectly when the layout is highly functional and the plumbing is completely healthy. The second tier is a partial remodel. This involves replacing flooring or upgrading the shower enclosure without altering the room's footprint. It is the right choice when the room functions well, but the materials have degraded from years of use. Looking at this decision tree, detecting musty smells or soft floors points directly to a full renovation. If there are no physical symptoms, the evaluation shifts to usability. A frustrating layout branches the path toward either a simple refresh or a partial remodel. A full renovation becomes mandatory when underlying moisture damage is detected, or when the original footprint of the room completely fails to meet the homeowner's daily needs. Accurately matching the tier of renovation to the room's physical condition is the only way to avoid covering up severe hidden damage with fresh paint and new tile. Once the scope is clear, the most common debate in any bathroom project is whether to keep the existing layout or move the primary fixtures. Moving the toilet, shower, or vanity comes with a major trade-off. Shifting plumbing lines exponentially increases the complexity, the timeline, and the structural demands of the entire project. Homeowners can often dramatically improve a restrictive footprint without moving a single pipe. Integrating smart, zero-clearance storage like recessed medicine cabinets and wall niches opens up the space while keeping the project direct and efficient. Another major layout decision is whether to remove an existing bathtub to install a custom walk-in shower. This side-by-side view highlights the competing priorities. On one hand, a low-threshold walk-in shower offers excellent daily utility, modern aesthetics, and accessibility. On the other hand, maintaining at least one bathtub in the home holds significant value for young families, pet owners, and future resale. Layout and fixture decisions should be anchored in the family's actual, long-term functional needs, rather than transient design trends. Returning to the mechanics behind the walls, we need to address a widespread myth. Tile and grout are not waterproof barriers. A custom shower is a multi-layered engineering system. The finished porcelain or ceramic tile is merely the cosmetic top layer of that system. This exploded view diagram reveals the critical hidden layers required behind the tile. Safely managing water before it reaches the home's framing requires a precisely sloped pan, a continuous waterproof membrane, and an integrated drain system working perfectly together. The same principle applies to your exhaust fan. A fan that makes a loud rattling noise often creates a false sense of security. Noise does not mean the fan is properly sized or effectively moving damp air out of the room. Relying solely on surface materials to stop water or weak fans to clear steam practically guarantees that moisture issues will develop over time. The ultimate benchmark for any successful bathroom project is what we call the Monday morning test. A failing test is easy to recognize. It feels like bumping elbows at a cramped vanity, struggling to shave or apply makeup in the shadows, and having no easily accessible storage when you are rushing out the door. A passing test blends modern design with high-stress usability. Warm whites, light woods, and slip-resistant flooring create a calm aesthetic, while integrated drawer storage and dedicated task lighting around the mirror ensure the space actually works. True renovation success happens when the room looks like a calming retreat, but operates with high efficiency during the most chaotic moments of the week. Mapping your symptoms to next steps is straightforward. If the room passes the Monday morning test and the surfaces are dry, you are likely ready for a simple cosmetic refresh. But if your bathroom shows peeling paint, persistent fog, musty smells, or soft floors, guessing the scope of work from online photos is simply no longer a viable option. This comparison table outlines the specific diagnostic triggers. Musty smells, weak ventilation, and failing the Monday morning test all point to one required action: a professional in-person inspection before buying any materials. Alba Home Services provides this exact diagnostic partnership. Their free inspection physically evaluates your layout, checks for hidden moisture signs, and tests your ventilation to ensure the scope of the renovation aligns with the reality of the room. If you're in Ottawa and you're thinking about renovating your bathroom, message Alba Home Services to book a free bathroom inspection. It's a simple first step to understand what your bathroom really needs before making decisions. A better bathroom starts with a clear plan.